Hi everyone and welcome to our new show, The New Up and Coming. And please welcome your host, Ross Taylor.
Hey everybody, welcome to the very first episode of The New Up and Coming. I'm your host, my name is Ross Taylor, and basically on this show, what we try and do for everyone there at home, all the audience watching on their couches, is we try and keep you in the know, so you can stay ahead of the curve on everything to do with the Australian art scene. Now, today we have music, we have film, but first off, we have games. And in the studio today, we have game designer Matt McDermott talking about his new game, Kunoichi. Matt, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, man. Thank you for coming in today.
There's no worries.
Awesome, bro. Just got a couple questions for you so all the audience at home knows what's happening. First question is, could you tell the audience at home, what are some of the processes that go into game design?
Oh, well, there's quite a few, but for instance, when you're making a character, first thing you have to do is get some concept art. Then you model the character, texture them, which is essentially adding the colors and detail. Then once that's done, you create a skeleton system, which is called a rig. And the animator uses the rig to manipulate the character and create different animations. And then once those animations are all done, you import them into your game engine and you write a bit of code, which makes them perform when the player presses a certain button or an event happens.
Awesome, man. So the second question is about your game, Kunoichi. Can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Yeah, well, it's a 2.5D side-scrolling game. It's an action platformer, and essentially the main character has a sword, which gives them the ability that when they throw the sword, they're able to teleport to its location, and they have to use this ability in order to solve puzzles, fight enemies, and just make their way to the end of the level.
Awesome, man. That's definitely on my list to play. But can you tell us a little bit about the characters that are in the game?
Yeah, well, Kunoichi is the main character in the game, and she's a highly trained ninja, but she gave up her ninja life so that she could move away and live with her husband and live a peaceful life that didn't involve all the fighting that came with being a ninja. But yeah, needless to say, that life didn't last very long.
It never does it? But we wouldn't have an interesting game without it.
No.
So when can the Australian audience and everybody watching at home, when can they expect the release of this game?
Well, I'm hoping to have the demo finished by December this year. But as for the finished title, it's a little bit hard to say with indie development. It all depends on your budget and how many people are on the team. But I'd like to expand the team size in order to speed up the production process.
Yeah, of course, man. That all sounds great. But on a personal note here, right, if you had to pick between these three, PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, which one would you choose?
Definitely PlayStation all the way.
Hands down, no competition even?
No.
Nothing. So tell us why PlayStation, though.
Well, I've followed PlayStation my whole life. Ever since I was young, back in the PlayStation 1 days.
Yeah.
And through the 3, 4, pretty much every iteration.
Of course. So that's your thing. Well, what's your favorite game? What's the game that either you grew up with or the game that you just found to be the best on PlayStation?
Well, I really like the Final Fantasy series. I've played them since the very first PlayStation.
Yeah,
as well.
Of course, man. Those games are tremendous. Now, going back about your game, luckily enough, we were able to have you come in and bring a trailer for the game, which is absolutely tremendous. So for everybody watching at home, we're actually going to show the trailer for Kunoichi right about now. everybody, and welcome back. So how good was that trailer, right? But for our second segment, we have something a little bit different. In today is a filmmaker by the name of Connor McLennan, acclaimed, appraised filmmaker, yes, who's in here today to talk to everyone about not only your feature-length film that's coming out, but also the awards night that you're helping to put together.
Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming in and being able to talk about that with us.
Thank you for having me.
So I'll ask you a couple of questions. So firstly, can you tell the audience how you got started in the film industry?
It was way back in high school. The school offered a media class, and it was better than doing PE because you got to play with a camera. So I was like all over that, and here I am so many years later, post JMC, making my own movies, having a good time.
Awesome, sounds great, man. Yeah. Good for you. Second question is, can you tell us a little bit about the feature-length film?
Okay, so I'm a big sucker for like detective shows, True Detective and all the old noir films, and even like some of the street-level Marvel stuff that has that sort of noir vibe, street-level justice. And I'd been looking into victims of sexual, like sex trafficking, you know, these girls that are taken and forced into prostitution. And I thought, why not sort of combine the two to help raise awareness about not only you know, sex trafficking, but also like some of the stress and trauma that police officers face on the daily. Yeah. So the movie's about a former detective who decides to dispense his own brand of street justice by saving girls who are currently being trafficked. And that got me a nomination for the Martini Awards.
Well, not only is that nomination great, but it's great that you're doing that for that cause, that you've looked into it and you're doing it with the respect of everyone associated with that issue. When could we all expect to see this film? Because we're all very excited.
Well, we're currently doing reshoots, and we have to thank Liam Hemsworth, who will be the protagonist for the film. Oh. He's been very gracious about the reshoots, but we're hoping to get it out sometime through December, maybe early January for the new year. So just keep an eye out. And yeah, hopefully by then we would have won the Martini Award and on the way to the Oscar.
Sounds great. Now, speaking of the Martini Awards, can you tell everybody at home a little bit of information about the awards night?
Okay, well, the Martini Awards is an award ceremony offered up by one of the best film schools in Brisbane, possibly Australia, as JMC Academy. And they do it to recognize the best and brightest of undergraduates, almost graduating, and even postgraduate students and alumni, of which I am one. And yeah, they just do it to, you know, help people get their films recognized, show it up on a big screen, and just network. That's
great. Well, you were lucky enough to bring in the commercial, and we'll actually go to that so everyone can see the awards night now.
The greatest night of lights, celebrate, it's time to shine. Come on, guys, let's go! You dress to impress, close your eyes and take it in. You're a winner, though you might not win the Martini Award.
And after the break, let's see who wore it best at the Martini Awards.
And roll commercial in 3, 2, 1.
It's refreshing and it's exciting. Enjoy it responsibly.
In animation, I can be anything I want to be.
The rush, the thrill to have your name in lights makes it all worth it in the end.
Can't print it.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the new Up and Coming. Now for our final segment here, we have something very special. So in the studio today, we have Aiden Baxendine,
Hey.
who's going to be giving us a tremendous live performance and rendition of Purple Haze. But before that, we're going to get a little bit of information and run that through with the audience. Now, your band Trump Stack is playing at the Foundry Hotel this Tuesday at 9:30, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so do you want to tell us a little bit about, it's your new band, correct?
Yeah. We're doing pop songs, but we're doing like hard rock versions of them.
Rad.
Like Somebody That Used to Know by Goldshay.
Oh.
We're doing like a hard rock version, ballady version of that, and it sounds pretty
I'm
cool.
very keen for that, man. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit. Is there any other information that you want to give about the gig at all?
We go on at 9:30.
All right, awesome, man. Well, I tell you what, we'll go straight into that live rendition now.
Yeah.
And thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next week.